Ada has never been able to experience normal friendships or relationships because of her powers. As soon as someone comes close to her, they instantly fall in love with her, which makes real connections impossible. However, Sarada and Sumire are not affected by her powers. Because of this, Dea and Shikamaru decided it would be best to keep this a secret from Ada and her brother Daemon. The reason is that Ada was seen as a potential enemy of Konoha in the future. Shikamaru believed that if Ada ever turned against them, Sarada and Sumire would be the best people to take her down. This is because Ada and Daemon would never suspect them. From their perspective, Sarada and Sumire should have been under Ada's control like everyone else. In this video, I'll explain how Ada's enchanting ability works, how she eventually discovered that Sarada and Sumire are not affected by her charm, and what this means for the two of them going forward. So, what exactly is Ada's charm ability that makes everyone captivated by her? Ada's power is a type of shinjutsu she cannot control on her own, called omnipotence. Omnipotence is like a programming language that the Otsutsuki gods use to shape and create worlds. It gives an Otsutsuki god the power to turn their desires into reality. This happens by changing people's memories so they reflect what the god wants. Omnipotence is not a genjutsu. Instead, it is a divine power that removes doubts and contradictions from the minds of those affected, so that the user's desires can be fully reflected. Even if people figure out how omnipotence works, they soon forget. The concept itself doesn't remain in their memory. Over time, the altered memories feel completely real to them. The only way people can resist omnipotence is if they hold on to a strong sense of trust in someone or something, even without remembering the reason why. A good example is Shikamaru. He remembers deciding to trust Boruto, but he cannot recall exactly why he made that decision. Ada cannot control the omnipotence shinjutsu because she's not an Otsutsuki god. She triggers it accidentally. In the case of her charm ability, Ada unintentionally activated omnipotence, which made everyone fall in love with her before she even realized what had happened. So her charm ability is really just the result of omnipotence responding to her deepest subconscious wish. Ada desperately wanted to be loved by everyone, and omnipotence made that wish a reality. The only people who are not affected are her family members like Daemon, the Otsutsuki and their vessels, and for some mysterious reason, Sarada and Sumire, who turned out to be immune to Ada's omnipotence, something Ada later discovered. For Ada to unconsciously wish for this kind of reality, it means she always struggled with finding genuine love and trust. Because of this, she desired real love and trust even more than people who receive it naturally. Her ability ended up forcing everyone to love her in a superficial way instead of truly. In her past, Ada never experienced true voluntary relationships. This made her crave love even more until it became an unconscious wish that everyone must love her without exception. However, this did not fill the emptiness she was hoping to get rid of. Instead, it only made Ada feel even more lonely. The reason is that she cannot build deep, authentic, meaningful, and genuine friendships or relationships with other people because of the effects of omnipotence. So how did Ada figure out that Sumire and Sarada were not affected by omnipotence? When Ada first triggered omnipotence by accident to reflect Kawaki's desire of switching places with Boruto, she didn't understand why people fell in love with her. It was Boruto who later explained that omnipotence makes her unconscious wish of wanting to be loved by everyone into reality. This is when Ada finally understood the real cause of her charm ability. At first, Ada was convinced that Sarada and Sumire were also her captives under this charm, but she started to wonder why omnipotence didn't change their memories like it did with everyone else, making them believe Boruto was Kawaki and Kawaki was Boruto. In her mind, if they were truly under her charm, then they should have been affected by Kawaki's wish as well. To find out the truth, Ada decided to set a trap for them. She noticed that when Sarada and Sumire talked about Boruto, they became vulnerable and easy to guide. Ada used her Senrigan eye to secretly watch them as they confessed to each other that they liked Boruto a lot. Wanting to test this, Ada asked them directly about their feelings when they were in her presence, something impossible to do if they were captivated by her. Ada asked when they were going to confess their love to Boruto. Sarada immediately became nervous and vulnerable, shown by her sweating and her unsure words, before asking Ada what she meant. Sarada denied confessing to Boruto and explained that it would be the last thing he needed right now. considering the challenges Boruto faced with the divine trees, code, and omnipotence making everyone see him as an enemy. She added that she didn't want to risk saying it the wrong way and making things awkward between her and Boruto. Ada then turned to Sumire. Sumire blushed, shown by the lines under her eyes, and looked down nervously while touching her thighs to calm herself. She admitted that confessing to Boruto would depend on the timing, and knowing herself she might just blurt it out. She also said that she thought Sarada might do the same no matter what she said. Sumire then added that what matters most was Boruto's feelings, and agreed with Sarada that Boruto currently had far bigger problems. At this point, Ada noticed how vulnerable, genuine, blushing, and nervous both girls were when talking about Boruto. Their words and their body language gave it away. What they were doing, openly talking about liking someone other than Ada in front of Ada, should not have been possible if they were her captives. Ada then broke the mood and asked directly if Sarada and Sumire were not captivated by her. Their facial expressions gave it away instantly. Ada said that it was obvious they were not under her charm. She explained that it would be impossible for anyone captivated by her to openly talk about liking someone else like Boruto right in front of her. This was the moment Ada and Daemon discovered the truth. Sarada and Sumire are completely immune to Ada's omnipotence, meaning they are capable of killing Ada if she were to fight them. So what does this mean for Sarada and Sumire going forward? Ada now understands that she has a real chance to make genuine friends with Sarada and Sumire. Friends who are not connected to her because of omnipotence, but because they truly want to be her friends. This has always been a deep desire for Ada. This desire was shown when Ada used her Senrigan to watch Sarada and Sumire having a genuine conversations about their feelings for Boruto. She wanted to experience the same kind of emotional intimacy with them, but without omnipotence influencing their behavior. Now that she knows omnipotence doesn't affect them, Ada can finally develop that kind of honest relationship with Sarada and Sumire. Her wish for this deeper bond was also revealed in the moment she watched them with her Senrigan and complained how dare Sarada and Sumire have such a super intense conversation about Boruto without me being there. Straight after that, Ada immediately contacted the sensory unit and asked them to connect her with Sarada and Sumire. This shows her eagerness to build a true friendship with them. At the same time, Ada also knows that Sarada and Sumire are capable of killing her if she ever became an enemy to Konoha, since they are not under omnipotence control. But as long as Ada does not oppose Konoha, Sarada and Sumire will never have a reason to fight her. Instead, they can focus on developing a real friendship. In fact, during and after the time skip, the three of them have already spent a lot of time together, discussing Boruto, the effects of omnipotence, and possible ways to reverse it. Whether they've realized it or not, this has already started to bond them together.